I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Okay, colleagues, please let's start. Good afternoon and welcome to the official pretty much press conference for the game between Ghana, the host country, and then Niger. This is the final game for Group F as far as the 2025 Total Energies Africa Cup of Nations is concerned. We played 5 matches already, and tomorrow we'll wrap it all up here at the Accra Sports Stadium. Just before I invite your questions, I would like to mention that, as has already been announced by the GFA on our official platforms, we had some injury situations in camp after the game against Angola. So 4 of the players have been ruled out of tomorrow's game. And they include a captain, Jordan Ayew, Ali Duseidu, Abdul Fatawi Shahaku, and then Gideon Mensah. For Fatawi Shahaku, his situation is quite dicey, because even if he had not injured himself in the game against Angola, he was still going to be ruled out of tomorrow's game because of accumulation of yellow cards. So that's it by way of information. The game kicks off at 4 p.m. tomorrow, and I have the head coach of the Black Stars-Otto here with me. I will find out from him how things have been, how the journey has been so far, and then I will invite your questions. Thank you. So, Coach, if you can sum it all up regarding how things have been since the commencement of the qualifiers in September until now, and then we will take their questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. To sum it all up, everybody's disappointed. I'm disappointed. I knew before I took the job that it's going to be very, very difficult, because surely I think the last, 6, 7, 8 years were very, very difficult for the Ghana Football Association, for Ghana as such as a country. I knew it also before I took over to qualify for the World Cup. And so things are always on the edge, and surely I know we could have done better. I think we didn't lost it at the last game in Angola. The boys tried. We had a lot of new players coming in. They haven't played together. We had just a short time of training. So very, very difficult circumstances with a lot of injuries. But yeah, I think I said it before, we lost it, especially in our home games, where we actually played well, but we didn't score goals. And I think that was crucial in all for not qualifying. This is football sometimes. I know it's very, very difficult for everybody to accept, but we have to move forward. That's the only way which will help us, and everybody who wants Ghana to succeed has to look forward now, 100%. It would be wrong to blame it now on players who are playing tomorrow. Out of I think those 22, maybe 15, 16 haven't played the AFCON qualifiers, and to be, let's say, harsh on them wouldn't make any sense. I think it's a good chance now for a lot of players to show themselves. Hopefully they will use their chance, and we have seen, I think, some players who used these chances in the last game, and I hope that more players will use this chance, and we're looking forward to the game tomorrow to beat Niger, not to end up last. We want to beat them to at least, for our honor, get the 3rd place, and this is what we're working for. And for this, I know it's very, very difficult, but surely, again, we need the support. And if any one of us wants to make Ghana better, the players need support. That's all I can say. Meanwhile, I understand that people are disappointed, maybe angry. I'm I was also disappointed, but surely we have to move on now. We have to move on, and we have to do our best to prepare for the World Cup qualifiers now, and it starts tomorrow.
Okay, colleagues, your questions, please come for the microphone.
Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Eugene Forisoti. I'm a freelance journalist. The last time I spoke to you about the fact that as journalists, we are in between the fans and you, the technical team. Ever since the last game of results, every time someone meets me, the first question they ask me is, what happened? And for the first time, I don't have an answer, honestly. I don't know what to say. I feel like, well, when I meet a coach, I'll ask him what really happened, because from where I sit, I don't have any answer. That's my first question. Secondly, sometimes I say I feel for you, because in English we have something we call the vicissitudes of life, how life changes very fast. In 2022, we had a call from the president almost saying he wants to arrest you to leave Dortmund and come here because you did very well qualifying us to the World Cup, which we had made in 2018. All of a sudden, 2 years down the line, just 8 months after taking your job, people are almost calling for your head. I'm hearing journalists, fans telling me they need to sack you as a coach. How do you feel as a coach hearing those concerns? 2 years ago, people were calling for you. Now, it's almost as if they want to see your back. How do you feel, and do you think those claims are legitimate owing to the performances?
Okay, let me first ask the second question. I think this is part of the job. I knew what I was about to expect when I took this job. This is part of the job. It's kind of normal. I grew up in Germany in an environment with a lot of white people, a lot of racists, a lot of hatred. And for me, I went through a lot in my life, a lot to be a professional football player. I worked a lot, and it was the same as a coach. As a coach, is you Germany, I'm the only black person in the whole system there as a coach. So I always have to fight my way through. So it doesn't affect me, to be honest. Because I went to so much. I know where I'm coming from, and so for me, it's all about to protect the players. It's all about the players, for them to get better, for them to learn out of these things. And to the second question, to the first question, what happened? I tried to sum it up. I think the base in these qualifiers are the home games, and I wished we would have played bad but won anyhow. But to be honest, we played well, but we were lacking scoring goals. And I think it's a complex thing. It's maybe more psychological. Surely there was a lot of hatred coming from outside against me, against maybe the team. I can just continue, and then we can hammer on.
Okay, next question.
Coach, I'm Solomon Kodan-Santiman, also Sports. Congratulations for missing out on the my football fanatics. I just want some assurance from you that Stars-Otto is the best man for Black Stars as the head coach.
It's not my nature, People can judge me, and surely most of the people will judge me by the results, which were not good. But coach, and surely we exchange, and for me this is relevant. If they say this or that, they are also critical of some things, and I understand this, but this has much more value if I speak to your club and it says this or that, if I send you maybe some scenes, then somebody from anywhere saying, oh, blah, 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 this is bad. So I try to get better every day, but I can assure you that I also question some games, but to be honest, like I said, especially the home games, we played well, but we didn't score, and this was a missing point. And it's very, very difficult at national level because you don't just have 3 days. Now we had 2 days of training, and then to play again, and to get things together, get things done. And sometimes in football you can do everything right. If you don't score, you lose. It's like that. And sometimes you play bad, you win. Sometimes you play good, you lose. It's like that. And yeah, I have to accept it. At the end, like I said, the results should have been better, much better. Also, let's say the away game in Niger was also crucial. And I don't make it to the. I don't think the last game was that. I mean, surely at the end was crucial also. If we would have won, we could have had a chance today. But I think we lost it, especially in the home games, where this is the base of everything to win these games.
Yes.
Hello, Coach. My name is Stars-Otto from Joy Sports. Razak Simpson was one of the outstanding players in our match against Angola. So I want to know, will you now give more opportunity to the local base players after his impressive performance against Angola? That's my question.
So for me, again, it's not about local players or non-local players, it's about performance. You're right, he did well. I saw him at Nations. I've been going around in Ghana, to watch matches, and he's one of the players which caught my eye. And I think he justified it in the last game, and I hope he will continue.
Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Addo. Good afternoon, Coach. My name is Addo, a sports journalist from Joy Sports. Speaking of moving on, you said something about the players. Let me rephrase the question. That we played very well, but I couldn't get the goals. So
in the home games, okay, please. It's the home games.
Yeah, the home games. Yeah. We played very well and couldn't get the goals. Henceforth, I really see more of not necessarily focusing on playing the best of football, but getting the win.
Yeah, it's part of my philosophy to play good football, and I think it's how I see the Ghanaian footballers. I want them to have joy. I want them to be in a construct where they feel well, where they feel home. And I think if you watch the home games, you saw it. It's just the end product, and sometimes it's just little margins. It's like the ball is going to the post. It's a thing about Jico's header, inside or outside. Sometimes it's even away when we played against Sudan, we scored a regular goal and it was not given. So these are little things which are missing, but which are very decisive and which can turn the whole story, or could have turned the whole story around. But at the end, this is football. This is football, and this is what happens. And we have to learn out of this. We have to do better. Especially then also when we don't score, we have to work on our defense as well, not to concede. That the zero at least will stand. And so there's much space for improvement.
So my next question. Speaking of defense, this current Black Stars team has, for me, my observation of the past 3 years is we've had a very good. We are mostly defensive minded, but in the course of being defensive minded and trying to sit back, we end up conceding. But from what I know, it's the best form of attack. The first form of defense is attack. So why defending instead of attacking? Because let's take the previous game for instance. There were times, for example, Jordan had the ball, tried to maneuver around the opponent and maybe tried to get across. But any time he kind of looked up, there wasn't any white-shirted players, Ghanaian players in the 18-yard box. So can I say, that's why I asked the first question, henceforth, I don't see more of attacking football instead of us sitting back trying to prevent our opponent from getting at us.
Yeah, but okay, did you see the home game we had against Sudan?
Yes, I did.
Was it attacking football or defensive football?
From what I saw, it was more of a balance. But at the end of the day,
we had 16 corners, they had 1. We had, I don't know how many shots on goal, we had a lot of chances. 12. And so are really talking about now, this was not attacking football. I don't want to offend you really, but we have to really, if you say when we played in Mali, okay,
it was more defensive, but we were leading 1-0, and it's a different approach. Sometimes it comes also with the results, you know. But also Angola, when we played them at home, we created a lot of chances. So, and the ball possession was like 60-40 or something. So for me, it was more offensive. But maybe I don't know. I don't know how you see it. So I'm really surprised.
So with my third and final question, it has to do with officiating, the performance of the referee.
Excuse me?
It has to do with officiating of the game, the performance of the referee.
What about the referee, please?
Yes, the referee.
Which referee?
In our previous game against Nigeria. Sorry, the one we just played recently, Angola. Yeah.
You want his comments on the performance of the referee?
The performance of the referee. Because from
the last game?
Yeah, the last game. Because I saw certain chances where our players were brought down, 50-50 chances where it should have been our advantage or even a foul in our favor, and it was.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, if the referee was okay, I've seen worse referees, to be honest, and we know. I know, let's say, for the penalty, for example, he lifted up his leg before he didn't even touch it. So if there would be VAR, I don't think it would be a penalty. But at the end, also, Nordin, he had a great save, also had a great day. And, you know, for me now to talk about the referee, difficult.
Okay, we'll take two more and then we'll wrap up. We have training at 4.
So, coach, looking ahead to tomorrow's game, what's going to be the approach? Because we know it's particularly of no consequence to us. We are not qualified. What's the approach towards the game? Is it from now we are going to rebuild the team? Because I've seen you invite a lot of younger players. So what's the approach towards the game? And also, one more question. Sometimes I see your body language towards some of the questions we ask at press conferences. Do you think as a country we major on the minuses, the things that don't matter? Because I see at press conference, people ask you questions and you sort of look at them with certain eye and see you feel those are not the questions that are supposed to be asked, or you think we don't place too much focus on what you think is important?
Yes, sometimes. I mean, like, you know, if I get a question, why are you sweating so much? Then sorry, but for me, it's not relevant. You know, it's you know, we are fighting we were fighting to survive, to do something to win, and then if I get this question, for me, it's out of space, to be honest. And the first question was what again? Yeah, this is also difficult. You know, like, why should I mean, I would love to tell you this, but okay. So first of all, we have a lot of injured players. It's not only us; it's also other national teams. It's also a lot of clubs, like my former club, Dortmund. They have like 10 players injured. So it's quite difficult because they have a lot of games, the players, yeah, my prayers are really with those who are injured, especially for Tao. It's going to be, I think, a very serious injury. Hope not, but could be, and my prayers are with him. In this situation, I always like to thank everybody who's coming in committed to play and give his best for his country. And when someone gets injured, it makes me very sad. It's showing now the opportunity for new players to come to show themselves. And I can't tell you more about the approach because surely I don't want to prepare our opponents on how we should want to play.
Sorry, when I say approach, I don't mean tell me your
the
mental. Yeah. So
the mindset, but the mindset is always the same. Always the same. I mean, I don't think there's someone, even when let's say we play a friendly match, I want to win. You know, there's no way I will just go and play and I want to lose. You know, but the mindset is always about winning. It's always about do the best, and I think if we want to give positive examples, we have to maybe mention Razakson or Manaf. You know, that's true, but I don't like to point out, but this is what we want to see. To play out all their hearts, you know, everybody was, but we had players like Gideon Menzel, like Addo said, they had problems before.
they couldn't train the whole week, but they came to play. This is what we want to see, to die for the country. Now, surely the problems are worse. After the game, they can't play, but no, I want people to know that it's not always like oh, this guy don't want to play. No, they had problems before, big problems. But our medical team, they worked day and night. I would have liked you to see how they worked on them, and congrats to, and also thanks to them, for making it happen for the players to play. And they all have a sky tension. It's not always easy for them, and they're trying their best.
We'll take the final question and we'll wrap up, please.
Coach, once again, back. All right. Before the Angolas game, you were being described as a disciplinarian and a tactical strategist by one of our local coaches, Paul Manson. And looking at some of the reasons why some players withdrawn from our final, to mention names. Like the 8 players that were being ruled out of Angola's game due to injuries. Some weren't, others are saying that is being anchored on youthfulness or local players. Just in case maybe you need a team to play a crucial match and these players are not around.
I didn't quite get the question. You said I said somebody.
From the reasons they gave out.
Okay.
But sorry, coach. Maybe before he explains, there was a publication by the FA that listed the various reasons why the players couldn't make it.
Exactly.
With the exception of Joseph Pinto, whose reason was personal, all the other players had injury worries attached to their names. And you were saying that the reason
wife was pregnant, was over the date. Now he's a father, a baby girl. This was the reason. Okay, so I don't want you to make stories. Okay, but it's not like I would give out to the public his wife is pregnant and there's maybe it's complicated birth. I don't like this. Especially if something happens. That I was the one who gave out some certain information. Do you understand this? Please. Okay.
And then you said the second player is who?
Semenyo, because he played in his last game and the reason was like he needed to get a medical attention for that.
Okay. We are not allowed. It's a law. I'm not allowed to give you specific information about. But we got a doctoral report. Our doctor's not allowed to talk about it. I'm not allowed to talk about it. But if someone is injured, he's injured. There's nothing I can do.
All right. And my last question was, is it that Stars-Otto having a potential World Cup qualification, you are going to build a new Black Stars and that is anchored on local players and youthful players?
Like I said before, for me, the players are one. So our core, performance-wise, is the best, in my view, who are ready to play this game. That's all. If they're local players or non-local, for me, it doesn't matter.
Okay, thank you very much, colleagues. The first 15 minutes of the training is open, so you can position yourself in the media area and take the first 15 minutes. And once that is done, please excuse the team for them to proceed with their